Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the live broadcast. Kamusta kayong lahat? I hope you will be able to hear me as I do my broadcast. I entitled this "Most Important Life Lessons I've Learned Growing a Year Older," and this idea was brought up to me by James, who messaged me, greeted me happy birthday, and sabi niya, Coach, what's the most important life lesson you learned the past year? So sabi ko, wow. I was laying down and like that's gonna be such a great topic to share. So I'm doing this video live, but I will leave the replay up because sometimes hindi umaabot sa mga tao yung signal. So I hope someone who needs to hear this message gets to hear this message. Yeah, it's my birthday, but I want to give a gift to people who are, you know, who are just going through life. I mean, this is why I do the work that I do, and I hope this is a gift that you will receive, and something that can help you in your life today. So I'll get right to it. The first um, lesson that I wrote down, and I just wrote a guide, pero malaman to, like it's gonna mag-iiba-iba to, it's gonna be different. Um, the first thing I wrote is God is the beginning and the end. So really, what I mean here is, um, in my experience, in my belief as well, like we came from God, and um, in the end, that's where we're going. That's where we're headed back at the end of life. So this is actually quite profound. Maiksi lang siya. What this means is all the love, the joy, the peace, and the goodness and the kindness that you're experienced or you've experienced in life. There's only one source, and for me, I call the source God, and the source does not want you to go through life living in fear, in pain, in suffering. I'm saying like constantly, like you're constantly in depressed, feeling defeated. Um, so yeah, so God is the beginning and God is the end, which means, but especially during this time where a lot of people have died and have passed away, and a lot of us really we don't know how to, we don't have an understanding of life and grieving and the meaning. You know, parang sinasabi nga nila like life, we think like we're just gonna be here forever, and we think people that we love are gonna be here forever when it doesn't work out that way. So when people we love um, are we lose people we love, it's so difficult to be able to, to accept that. So I think being able to understand that everything here on earth is um, parang pinahiram lang. Everything is borrowed. I think it gives us a greater respect for life and God. And yeah, so sa mga babate, thank you so much. I'll greet everyone as I go through my content. But salamat sa lahat ng greetings nyo. So that's number one. Number two, I put here, um, and walang order to. I mean, this is just like stuff that I'm sharing, and I think it'll help people. When you get sick, there will be a few people. There might be one or two people who will literally be by your side to wait until you get better. What's the point here? Relationships are so important. I know it's difficult because there's a lot of people who are going through life, and you are alone. When I say you are alone, like you just don't have anyone. You know, um, I also understand that it's a choice that a lot of us are making through life. Like I just want to be alone. I don't want to be with anyone. I don't want to live with anyone. I don't want to be surrounded by anyone, and I respect the choice. All I'm saying is, um, there will come a time where you will need support, where you will need help, where you will need that extra pair of hands, um, to help you, when you're going through stuff in life. And it's so important to have built relationships with family or friends, so people can be by your side. And I think this goes both ways, so vice versa. There are people who are watching this, and you are someone who's been there for someone who was probably could be, someone who was dying, or someone who was trying to get better, trying to heal. And it's a powerful experience because it reminds you of your own life. May isip mo na, oh nga no, parang I've been given a limited time on earth. What am I doing with this time? And as people around me, people I love are dying, this is an important topic to talk about. um, I also know what my ending is going to be. So you're faced with the reality of your mortality. Na you won't be around forever. That is such an important lesson to share as well, which a lot of us forget. Um, so number three, family is so important. Then I put here family you love and family who love you back. Because not everyone in your family you love. I mean, that's the truth. And not everyone in your family loves you. That's also the truth. So for me, I'm so grateful to, like, I'm just, particularly my mom today. I'm just so grateful that, we have these moments where we get to connect. And she lost her mom just barely 3 years ago. And I can see her posting about how much she misses her mom and this thing and that thing. And some of you, like I said, I don't know why we're talking about this, but this is important. Some of you, you're missing someone, or I don't know, you're grieving someone. I mean, I've been talking to people who are grieving. It's so difficult. Or people around you are getting sick, and there's the prospect of you losing them. So importante to have someone to speak with. Nilagay ko dito, family is so important. It's so important here. Hindi ko alam kung may nilista pa akong iba, but it's so important to have someone you can confide in. Someone you can talk to, lalo na pag down na down ka, because you're gonna be searching. But especially, I think this is a shout out, especially for the men. Mga lalaki, like, it's difficult for men. I think women get to connect more here, but for men to find someone that they can speak with and they can be open about, like, their fears, their vulnerabilities, their insecurities. Usually pag men, hindi maabot sa ganun yung usapan, because we always want to make fun. We always want to show that we're strong, that we've got it all figured out. But men, when you have your breakdowns, it's so important to have either that friend or family member you get to choose, na pwede mong tawagan. I'm grateful. I consider myself blessed, because the past 10 years, I've been helping a lot of men with the work that I've been doing. And men get to call me and get to share what they're going through, iba-ibang scenarios. And they don't feel like there's anything wrong with them, because there isn't. But yun nga, nagpumipigil sa madaming lalaki to be real, to be honest, about the struggles that they're going through. And I guess I'm sharing this particular message for men who are, you might be going through your depression or anxiety or just overall insecurity about life. It's important na makarating yung message na to sa'yo. Um, yeah, being able to confide with someone is so important, to have that person that you can call, especially when you're down. So I think if you are, kung limitado yung circle mo, I think it's important to have to grow your circle, palakihin mo yung circle mo, so that there can be more people to speak with, people to pray with. It is so important. Kasi pag nagkaroon ka ng breakdown and you don't have people who, by the way, I have to say, people who have wisdom, meaning to be able, people to have to speak life into your dreadful situation. Pag wala kang ganun, ang hirap eh. Because other people who are going through their own, their own pain and their own challenges, when you get together, you can be dragged down as well. So it's important to have people who I just call it like speak life to you. They speak encouragement. They don't paint a scenario where you're gonna end up losing or being hurt. There's encouragement. Sige, I mean, lalabas to. I mean, I just wrote a list. Number four, there will always be people who won't like you. So it is so important to learn to like yourself, and going a bit deeper, to learn to love yourself. Now, this is tricky, because a lot of us have used self love to mean something else. It's become an egotistical. Ano to? It's been an egotistical pattern where we say, I love myself, therefore I don't care about you and your feelings. Like F you, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a healthy love for yourself that makes you, again, want to reach out and encourage and share that love to other people. Doon mo malalaman talaga eh. Like, is this force of love something that is drawing you to help more people and to reach out more people, or is it making you focus so much on yourself sa sarili mo lang? You'll struggle if that's, if you're the latter. So it is important to like yourself and important to love yourself. So part of it is accepting. I'll just like free flow. Part of it is accepting those parts of you that you feel are very unlovable. You have parts of you that you feel are very unlikable. And we try to adjust it when we're with certain people, di ba? I mean, naalala mo nung bata ka, like, you want people to like you. So you sort of like, you can tell a lie, you pretend to be someone that you're not. And so many of us are still in that space where if I don't lie, kung di ako magsinungaling, people might not accept me and people might not like me. People might not love me. So that's still one of the biggest fears is I might not be um, enough for people to love and accept me. So it is so important to be able to accept yourself, the good side, the light side, and the not so good side, the not so bright side. We call this your dark side as well. But to not make it as an excuse to stay stuck. Number five, you will struggle with health for sure. You will struggle with money. You will struggle with relationships. You will struggle with your relationship with God as well. It's all part of life. I put here reminder that God still loves you anyway. It's you who doesn't love yourself. It's who you are the one who's constantly judging yourself. You're the one who's constantly saying you're not measuring up. Like there's this measuring stick that you are not reaching or hitting, and you beat yourself up over and over again. But I say here, within or in the midst of all your struggles with money, relationships, your health as well, uh, God is there to love you during your most difficult times. That's an encouragement that I wrote down here because that has been I'm sharing my own life experience. This has been my experience, but especially there will be times when you really really don't like yourself. Ibig sabihin, you just see yourself as ugly, as yucky, as I mean, you see all the insecurities and all the things na hindi mo gusto about yourself, and the encouragement that I will share there is God will still accept you, and God will still love you. Now, I don't want to get into theological discussion. I'm just saying there is a being who no matter how yucky or dirty or ugly you see yourself will still love you, and there is no strings attached. There's no condition for you to parang walang ano walang kapalit eh. So that's an encouragement for someone who's having difficulty loving and accepting themselves, right? So we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Um, Number six, enjoy the good times while they last, and then you learn from the not so good times. So napapansin nyo when you are going through. I'm seeing all your greetings. I'll say hi to everyone. When you are going through like your good times, parang ang bilis nawawala yung good times. Then when you get kung nagkasakit ka, you also think like, when was the last time I felt healthy and strong and good? Like, wow, can I just bring back those days? Like life will zip by very very fast. But if you're not in the moment, and we say there are times where we're just overthinking, and we forget to just say thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, let's make it work, let's make it get better, let's pray. Pag nakalimutan mo yung mga yun, then you lose those moments where you can just say, maybe there's no words, maybe I just want to say thank you. And you can say, I want to say thank you to God, but maybe I just want to say thank you. And maybe that's enough, to just be able to say thank you for whatever it is that you're enjoying. And when it gets difficult and when it gets challenging, there's always an inherent lesson in what we're all going through. It's difficult to, mahirap siyang makuha because like it's difficult to learn because many of us cannot see the lesson because we're busy beating ourselves up for failing the marriage, failing the relationship, for losing the money, losing the business, for hurting people, so on and so forth. We'll be so busy judging ourselves and criticizing ourselves that um, hindi na natin makita yung ano to, like the lesson in what we're going through. So it's so important to be able to understand that as well. Um, Number seven, always be kind to yourself and to other people, because there will be days where you will beat yourself up. It's connected to number six, but I think the essence of life is really kindness, and you're gonna see, if you want to experience a more wonderful life. That's the term I use. It's so important to be able to practice kindness in whatever it is that you're doing, but also especially kindness para sa sarili mo, like to give kind, because like a lot of you growing up, you did not get to experience kindness in your home environment, and it's so difficult for you to understand, like, what does kindness look like in life. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what it means. So but if you get glimpses of ano to, of other people doing kind acts, it's important to be able to see, where does my heart resonate? Why do I like seeing people perform acts of kindness, forgiveness, restoration of relationships, gratitude, thanksgiving? These things that uplift your spirit. It's so important to be able to catch that and create that experience in your own life. Now back there. Why do I want to create this experience? Well, because for a lot of you, you're experiencing life. You can already see a lot of darkness in life, and you don't want to be in that darkness anymore, because like the darkness will suffocate you. The darkness will eat you up. It eats you up inside, but it also eats up like your whole life experience. So a lot of people are like drowning, and they're really looking for just air or this light, for them to be able to just get through life, because it gets heavy. Like life can get very challenging for so many people. Okay. Number seven, or rather, no, sorry, number eight. Commit your life to God. He gives wisdom, guidance, and healing. So, uh, again, whatever it is that you believe, I think that in my experience, again, there's always a being. There's a divine being. I call the being God, that always guides your step and directs your steps in life. And it's so important to be able to um, ask for this wisdom from this divine being, because your steps will be directed, you will be guided, and it's as simple as saying, like, please help me, or please guide me, or I feel overwhelmed, or I feel so terrible, please help me get through this difficult time, or I'm grieving the loss of my someone. A lot of people here have lost someone recently. I've been chatting with a lot of people the past year na have lost someone that they love, and they're struggling, uh, moving forward, and getting on with life. It's a challenge. So to be able to find meaning in the pain, in the loss, in the life story and situation that you're in, is so important. I think that's all that I have for now. I mean, I just put like eight on my list. And again, thanks, Kid James, for the suggestion to share this. I hope this helps someone. Um, and maybe a last thing is like, yeah, I'm grateful to be celebrating a birthday, but I think, like, sa heart ko, it's still about, like, what impact, how can I still help people with my life experience today. How can I help more people? How can I reach more people? Then sabi mo, bakit, like, why is it about helping people? Why is it about reaching out to people? Because at the end of life, and there's going to be that time. I mean, for those of you who have lost someone, you know how painful it is to lose someone you love. But that's going to happen to you one day. And once you start reflecting on this, sabi mo, "Oo nga, no, like, where in my life have I not been kind? Where in my life have I still not forgiven people? Where, I'm still carrying itong sama ng loob. This yung sama ng loob, this resentment is making you rot on the inside, and it's affecting your whole life outcome. And you're wondering, like, why isn't life working out? Well, because there's a lot of resentment and heaviness that you're carrying still in your heart. It's important to be able to see that. Versus, you going towards the end of your life, and you're looking, and then you're reflecting, dun ka lang magigising, like, wow, I lived my entire life carrying this resentment and this hatred for people, or even hatred for yourself. It's a heavy burden to bear. So I hope this helps someone tonight. For me, this is what makes my birthday meaningful, being able to share to people, because I've already committed my life to doing this as my work, because I've experienced so many people who are going through life unhappy, suffering, and I'm in and out of that myself, going through all these challenges that I mentioned, and hindi sila nakakahanap ng suporta o tulong. They're not able to find help and support from other people. So I feel that it's so important to be able to. I know a lot of us will post stuff online, and it's great. There's verses, there's quotes, but to seriously be able to talk to someone and have life spoken to you. I'm actually doing a series on Friday where we talk about the power of how you're using your words. And many of us are not even aware. The way we're using our words is literally we're creating death. We're creating death in our life experience because we're cursing every single day. We're cursing God. We're cursing, we're cursing our life situation. And nagtataka tayo like, well, where's the blessing? But how can there be a blessing when 90% of your life you're cursing? You're just cursing so many things. But yeah, maybe I'll start wrapping it up. But to be able to find the good where you are, and not just for yourself. Again, to be able to use it um, to reach out and share that goodness and kindness with other people, I think is so important. So I'll end here. For me, this is what celebrating life means. It means being able to share your light with other people. It is so important, especially there's a lot of darkness. There's just a lot. I mean, there's darkness in us as well, but to be able to embrace both in your life it's empowering. It's also very freeing, and it'll also give you peace. So I hope this helped someone tonight. I'll just say thank you sa lahat ng bumate ng greetings. God bless you. And everyone's celebrating their birthdays this month, next month, for the rest of the year, recently. Happy birthday sa inyo and God bless you. I'll see you guys again soon.